Okay, Miss Allen, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, basically, my sister came and dropped her kids off 9 months ago and hasn't come back for them.
As you just saw in this first segment, Judge Vonda B set the tone with grace and attentiveness. She listened carefully, giving Miss Allen the space to share her story without judgment. You know, in my years on the bench, I've learned that family disputes like this can get messy fast. But Judge Vonda B keeps it calm and focused on what truly matters, the well-being of those two young kids. That patience, that listening ear, that's the mark of a fair and experienced judge.
How old are the kids?
4 and 7.
All right. What do you mean she dropped them off and hasn't come back?
Well,
tell me the story. Like, what
so
happened?
for one summer, she just, called and said, hey, I need to, would you like your niece and nephew for the summer? And I said, sure, So I took care of them because I know she works hard and she, is, attending school at night. And I don't have any kids, so I, volunteered to help out. But she hasn't come back for them, nor does she give any financial support. So I'm here.
Okay. And you want your sister to pay child support to you for her 4-year-old and her 7-year-old?
Yes.
Okay. Are these boys, girls?
The older one's a girl, and
Okay.
the younger one's a boy.
Okay. What about health insurance?
She pays the health insurance.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
I love my niece and my nephew, and, I don't necessarily want to keep them from her, but, if she needs my help and I can help, then I want to, but I need her help also. So
all right.
That's it. I'm not trying to be ugly or malicious to my sister. I want her to do well. I just need help.
Understand. Okay. Ma'am, what is the reason that you dropped your children off with your sister and haven't been back to get them?
I just decided that I don't want to have kids.
Excuse me?
I don't want to have kids.
Excuse me? Yeah, well, you already had them, so they're yours. Your sister is raising them. Don't you think you should want to get them back? Or you don't want kids at all? You don't want the responsibility, anything?
No, I just don't want to have kids anymore.
Okay, interesting. Now, what about the financial part of it? What about paying your sister child support to take care of your children? You don't want them. You're not raising them. They've been with her for the past 9 months. So wouldn't you say it's fair to give her some money for them?
I don't really have it. I only make like $40,000 a year.
But you're making money, okay? Do you live alone?
Yes.
You live alone. You make $40,000 a year.
That was a remarkable moment when Judge Vonda B heard the mother say she doesn't want her own children anymore. It's shocking to hear, but notice how Judge Vonda B didn't explode or shame her. Instead, she pressed for clarity, asking the tough questions that needed to be asked. This is why Judge Vonda B is so respected. She holds people accountable, but she does it with a firm yet measured voice. She reminds us that being a parent is a responsibility you can't just walk away from.
She said you pay health insurance.
And I go to school at night.
Okay. Well, that's good. You don't want to... What are you going to school for? Let me ask you this first.
For fashion.
Fashion? Okay. You plan to make a lot of money with that?
Hopefully one day.
Do you intend on getting your kids back at some point?
I don't know. I just know how I feel right now, and I just don't want to have my kids. I just want to focus on my career.
So let's talk about that. Did you just wake up one day and say, I don't want to have kids anymore, and I'm going to send them, make it seem as though I want my sister to keep them for the summer, when really I'm just going to drop them off and never pick them back up? Like, how did you get to that point?
It just kind of happened, and it
kind of just happened? Are you dating someone?
No.
Were you dating someone?
Yes.
Did they have kids?
No.
They didn't want your kids around?
Not necessarily.
So was that what started this? You not wanting your kids because the person you were in a relationship with really didn't want your kids around?
Well, no. It's just, I just want to focus on my school, and I work, And so that's like my whole day. And
you have to understand why this is hard for me to process, right? You know, because myself, I'm a parent and I'll do whatever for my kids. That includes career, whatever. So to be sitting across from you and you're very adamant about that, it's really shocking for me. So you'll have to excuse me if I seem a little taken back. It's not making sense, ma'am. What it sounds like to me is that you ditched your kids because of the relationship that you previously had. You're no longer with that person.
right.
Which means you can go get your kids again, right?
Well, now they've just been there so long, it's maybe what's best. And
Well, 9 months is a long time in the sense that you go without seeing them and taking care of them, but you can still make it right.
It's easier for her, Judge. My apologies to just, outburst, but it's just easier for her. For me to have them, basically.
And this is what you're okay with doing.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. You said you made $40,000 a year. Health insurance, how much was that?
You know, in this part of the hearing, Judge Vonda B's wisdom really shines through. She doesn't accept half answers or excuses. She keeps pushing gently but firmly, getting to the real heart of why this mother abandoned her kids. And when Ms. Allen's frustration spills out, Judge Vonda B lets it happen. Because sometimes that raw honesty is what brings the truth to light. It's moments like this that show her gift for balancing compassion with accountability.
$80.
$80? Okay. And that $80, that's for both of the children?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to have you do. We're going to have you continue to pay the health insurance. At least make sure the kids stay insured, okay? And you have to keep working because you're going to pay your sister child support. You understand that, right?
But I don't make enough.
Did you think you were going to come in here, not take care of them, and not pay child support?
Well, I just think
I need to hear this.
they're doing okay and she can do it.
Right, but she needs financial support. Your sister doesn't have any children. You dumped 2 kids on her. And the fact that you think that is okay is unacceptable. You dropped 2 kids on her and you don't even want to pay for them. But what did you think we were doing here today? You think I'm sitting up here so you can waste my time?
No.
Okay, so you'd agree with me, you should be paying your sister something, right?
Yes.
Okay. When do you graduate from school?
In May of next year.
Okay. Where are the children's father?
I don't know.
For both, or do they have the same father?
No.
Okay, so where is the 7-year-old's dad?
He's somewhere. I don't know. I don't really know.
What about the 4-year-old?
He's present sometimes. He comes around sometimes.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, you understand what's going on here today, right? I just want to make sure that you're completely aware of everything that's going on today. You're going to walk out of this courtroom today paying child support to your sister. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't understand, I need you to tell me you don't understand, okay? So we're clear, you understand.
Yes.
Okay. So you said you made $40,000 a year, giving you credit for health insurance that bring your gross to $3,253. Your net, $2,798.
As you just witnessed, Judge Vonda B stood her ground. She didn't waver when the mother tried to plead poverty. She calmly explained that providing for your children isn't optional. It's a cost of bringing them into this world. That's the kind of moral clarity I admire. So many judges would get frustrated and bark orders, but Judge Vonda B stays respectful and clear. She makes sure everyone understands their duty and leaves no room for confusion.
That's 25% for 2 children. That brings your child support to about $699.50. We're going to round it up to $700. That's what you will pay your sister monthly.
I just don't think I can afford it. I have to pay for school, and that's really what my priority is right now.
Well, your sister's priority is to take care of your children. Your children. Not her children, your children. So as long as she's in the position that you put her in, you're going to have to make it work. You graduate next year, you can find a job.
And there you have it. Judge Vonda B wraps up with that same calm authority she started with. She lays out the numbers, explains it in plain language, and double-checks that everyone gets it. That's a judge who cares about fairness and follow-through. She even makes sure there's no lingering resentment. It's not about punishing the mother. It's about protecting those children and giving Miss Allen the help she needs. That's true wisdom in action. Folks, I hope more people see this and remember, you don't just wear a robe. You earn the respect by the way you handle each life that comes before you.
A better paying job than what you have now, right? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, so then there's no confusion. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Are you upset with her?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure because I don't believe she did anything wrong. Miss Allen, do you have any other questions?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Well, my friends, if you stayed with us until now, you've seen quite a journey unfold in this courtroom. We witnessed a sister's unexpected sacrifice, a mother's startling decision to walk away, and through it all, Judge Vonda B's unwavering commitment to what's right and fair. Now, let's take a moment to really think about what this case teaches us, not just about child support, but about the heart of family, responsibility, and justice. You know, in my own years on the bench, I saw people coming with all kinds of excuses for why they couldn't do right by their children. Some folks were genuinely struggling. Others were simply trying to sidestep their duty. But what set the judge apart? What sets Judge Vonda B apart is her ability to see through the noise. She doesn't get flustered by a story that doesn't add up. She stays patient. She listens. Then, when she's heard enough, she cuts right through to the truth with a single question or a simple line like, "Those are your kids." Sometimes, it really is that simple. There's something special about the way Judge Vonda B handles these delicate family matters. She never humiliates anyone. She doesn't tear people down just for the spectacle of it. She's got this calm firmness, a moral backbone that says, I'm here to do what's right for these children, no matter how messy it gets to the grown-ups. That's a rare gift, and it's why you see so many people walk out her courtroom understanding what accountability really means. Think about Ms. Allen for a moment. She stepped up for those children when no one else would. Not because she wanted to be their mother, but because she knew they deserved stability and love. She didn't sign up for this. She didn't have to keep them for 9 months while working out her own life, but she did it. And what did Judge Vonda B do? She recognized that sacrifice. She didn't let the mother's excuses overshadow the real burden Ms. Allen has carried on her shoulders. She made sure the financial support would follow the children right where it belongs. There's a lesson here for anyone watching who might be feeling the weight of family responsibility. Maybe you're raising someone else's kids. Maybe you're the one who's felt overwhelmed and wanted to give up. Or maybe you're somewhere in between, wondering what's fair. This case shows us that fairness doesn't mean letting someone walk away without consequence. True fairness means stepping up for the innocent, the children who didn't ask for any of this, and making sure they're cared for, even if it's uncomfortable for the adults. I hope you noticed, too, how Judge Vonda B stayed steady. Even when the mother seemed confused or indifferent, she didn't mock her. She didn't lose her cool. She asked the hard questions that needed to be asked, but she kept it grounded in respect. In a world where so many people are quick to shout and judge from a distance, it's refreshing to see a judge who knows that real strength is quiet. It's calm. It's clear-eyed. So, what do we take away from this? Maybe it's this: families are complicated. Life throws curveballs. But when kids are involved, the adults have to put aside their excuses and do what's right. And when they don't, it's the court's job to remind them, firmly and fairly, that their responsibilities don't just disappear because they wish them away. I believe we need more judges like Vonda B, judges who carry a deep well of life experience and lead with compassion, but who never forget the children at the center of it all. Judges who see the people in front of them not just as cases on a docket, but as human beings trying, failing, and sometimes needing a push to do better. In the end, it's not the courtroom that raises these kids. It's not the paperwork or the payment plan. It's the people, the aunts, the uncles, the grandparents, the neighbors, who step up when parents fall short. And it's the judges like Vonda B who make sure the law stand behind those good people, giving them the support and protection they deserve. If you're ever tempted to think that one person can't make a difference, remember Ms. Allen. Remember that judge's bench. Remember those 2 young children who will now have food on their plates, clothes on their backs, and some stability they can count on, because one aunt spoke up and one judge made sure her voice was heard. So, as we close this chapter, I encourage you to take this story to heart. Maybe you'll never stand in a courtroom like this. Maybe you'll never wear the robe. But each of us has a chance to be a little more like Judge Vonda B, to listen when it's hard, to hold people accountable with kindness, and to do what's right, especially for the ones who can't fight for themselves. That's the legacy of a wise judge. And that's something we can all carry with us long after the gavel comes down. Until next time, take care of each other and keep doing right, even when it's hard.